we moved to addition and subtraction of surd. These are the questions we are going to be looking at today. The first question says root 12 plus root 3. You are going to apply the method of simplification to each of the roots. Now, for us to do this one, you are going to look for two numbers, one that you can square root and the second number that you cannot square root. If we are to look for two numbers here, we are going to we can do 6 times 2, it can give us 12, but we cannot square root any one of them. So we are going to use 4 times 3. Why? Because we can square root 4 and we can square root 3. And because we can square root 4 and we cannot square root 3. So now it will be 4 times 3 plus root 3. The reason why I write this root 3 back is that here we cannot look for any numbers that we can one that we can square root and one that we cannot square root. This thing we can only use 1 to multiply 3, which will still give us the same 3. So that's why I write it. So now let's bring it out. So now this one will now be square root of 4 will be 2 times root 3 plus root 3. There's an invisible one here. There's an invisible. Before we even go to the invisible one, since we have the same root and the addition, we are just going to pick 1. I say it again. Since we have the same root and we are dealing with addition, we are going to pick 1 out of the root. So now let's pick 1. 2 times root 3. There's an invisible 1 here, so you multiply 2 with 1, which is 2 times 1 is what? Is 2 root 3. So this is the answer. This is our answer. Now let's go to the second question that says 2 root 8 minus 3 root 32 plus 4 root 15. Question like this, when it gives you 4, you are going to look for your two numbers, one that you can square root and the other one that you cannot square root. So what are we going to use to get our 8? 4 times 2. Why? Because you can square root 4 and we cannot square root 2. Minus 3 root, I write this 3. So for 32, what can we use? We can use 16 multiplied by 2, which is 32. Whereby you can square root 16, but you cannot square root 2. Plus 4 root. To get 50, one that you can square root and the other one that you cannot square root, which are 25 and 2. 25 multiplied by 2 will give you 50. That's so now we've gotten the two numbers. Now we have to square root of 4 is 2. So that will be 2 multiplied by 2. Remaining root 2. Because these 2 I write it here. Square root of 4 is 2. Because you cannot square root 2. That's why I write root 2. Minus 3. Square root of 16 is what? Is 4. Root 2 plus 4 times square root of 25 is 5 root 2. Now let's multiply. 2 times 2 is 4 root 2 minus 3 times 4 is 12 root 2 plus 4 times 5 is what? 20 root 2. Now, since the roots are the same, we are going to choose only one. But first of all, let's bring out our own numbers. These are our own numbers. 4 minus 12 plus 20. So we choose one of the roots. Let's calculate this one. It will be 12. Yes. 12 root 2. This is the answer. Let's move to the third question. Root 32 minus root 27 plus 2 root 75. This is the question. Like I said the other time, you're going to look for two numbers, one that you can square root and the other one that you cannot square root. Let's move to 32. For us to get 32, we are going to do 16 multiplied by 2 minus, for 27 we use 9 times 3 plus 2 root. Two numbers, one you can square and the other you cannot square root, which is 25 multiplied by 3 to do what 75. Now, square root of 16 is what? Is 4 root 2 minus square root of 9 is 3 root 3 plus 2 times square root of 25 is 5 root 3. So now let's multiply. This one is still the same. This one is still the same. Plus 2 times 5 is what? Is 10 root 3. Now let's bring out, before we bring out the whole numbers, we are going to look for the roots. We are going to check our roots. So we are only having two the same roots here, which are root 3 and root 3. So we can only merge these two together. This one will be on its own. What did I mean? We write this one because it's having root 2 minus, since the two are having root 3, we are going to choose one. But before we write the root 3, let's first bring out the numbers. Will be minus 3 plus 10 root 3. Now it will be 4 root 2 minus 3 plus 10 is 7 plus 7 root 3. Thank you very much.